Another role in this. You were the wife of
Yes.
Staff Sergeant Robert McGuire.
Right.
So tell me about where you are and where you grew up and how you first met him.
Now, we both grew up in Rockville Center, Long Island. We met in high school. Actually, in the 8th grade we met. He used to love to sing, and he'd be in all the performances at the school. And then during high school, he went to Chaminade High School, and I went to St. Agnes, and he'd ask me out. I liked him pretty much, not great. I mean, he was a friend, more or less. He'd walk to my house. We was too young to drive, and walked me to the movies. And then he moved to another town, and he kept in touch with me, and we'd date. And then the war came. Well, he really, he was a vocalist and a musician, and he really was very talented, and he was offered, someone wanted him to go to Hollywood, but he joined the Army, and he went to Camp Shanks, I believe. No, that's where he left. He left from Great Neck, Long Island, and went to Camp Barkley or Campbell, whichever was the first one, the 12th Armored. Campbell. And he trained there, and while he was there, they had him in a show called Hellcat Holiday, because he was so talented. And they wanted him to stay and not go overseas, because apparently he could have traveled around giving shows to various places or wherever, but he didn't want to do that. He had to go with his buddies overseas. So I remember the night before he left, he went AWOL from camp to come visit me in Long Island. And it was a very, very bad night. It was some kind of a hurricane or something going on. And my father said, "Oh my God, he's a nut coming out in a night like this," but he had to come see me. So he said goodbye to me, and he went back to camp. And I remember he said he met Captain Gregory, who he always admired so much, on the subway going back to camp. I think they left from Camp Shanks. Camp Shanks. And he went overseas, and we'd hear from him often. The sad part about it was that he was the only child. He had had 2 brothers, but they both died. He was the only child, and of course when his parents got the notice that he was missing in action, it was horrible. But there was a priest, Father Altieri, who he was the chaplain, and he would write to them and try to, cheer them up. And Bob was captured at Herlisheim, as his buddy Jim Bond was, and all of his friends. Les Healy was his good friend. He was killed. They were all killed. There was a list. It was incredible. They were surrounded. And he was captured and taken away, and he was a prisoner for 4 or 5 months. He escaped quite a few times and was recaptured. And then he came home, and when he came home, right away we got married and had our 4 children. And the interesting part about it is that years later, we'd go out to Northport, Long Island, to the Veterans Hospital, because he did suffer from post-traumatic stress, naturally. and we met a friend of his there, and he nearly fell over when he saw Bob, because he had helped carry him down the Audubon Highway when they were marching as prisoners. And Bob had very bad hepatitis, and he just dragged him along and helped him along. And he hadn't seen him since that time, and he was so thrilled to see Bob. And, you know, it's been the veterans, the VFW, the XPOWs, the 12th Armored that's here now, have meant so much to him through the years. He was so proud. He would sing every Memorial Day in our town. It was Bob McGuire, you know, Star Spangled Banner, God Bless America, and he was a hero to us all. So that's why I'm proud. All right?
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
All right. Okay.